Hello, DJ Phillips, Magnolia Salon, back again. I had a request for a video about eyebrow maintenance. That's something that I don't even technically usually do it myself. I let a coworker do it. I fully believe that other people can look at your face and make sure things are symmetrical a little bit better than you can. But I do like to clean things up, especially right now since nobody can touch me. So this is something that I learned about brows when I went to makeup school when I was 20 years old. Brows are so important to the face. Technically, that's what frames your face. It frames your eyes. It kind of brightens everything up. If your brows are out of control, sometimes it makes you look angry when you're not angry, and that tends to be when people think that you have the RBF. Sometimes if your brows grow too far down and you have darker brows, it will close off your eyes and make them look darker than they really are. If you have very few brows, you probably tweezed too much in the 90s like a lot of people did, and you're trying to get those to grow back in. And so just keeping them maintained and keeping them clean is really important. So my biggest thing during quarantine is, first of all, nobody else should be seeing them. And in your Zoom meetings, nobody can tell how crazy your brows are. You can tell. My biggest thing is that I mainly get those like the blonde kind of baby, like the vellus hairs growing between here, above my brows and below my brows. The darker hairs that you're going to want to tweeze are, some people get like a lot of them and you don't really have a brow shape. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to explain how you can create a brow shape and then go back in and kind of clean things up to maintain that brow shape. So the biggest thing that you need to know is there's supposed to be, the width of one of your eyes should fit between your eyes. So if your eyes are further apart, that's okay. That's how we're going to adjust your brows. If your eyes are closer set, we're gonna shoot your brows out just a little bit more to kind of create that illusion of having exactly the width of one of your eyes in between. My eyes happen to have that. Not everything else on my face is symmetrical, but I do have the exact distance of one of my eyes between both of my eyes. So what you need to do is get a pencil. This is a brow pencil. If you don't have a brow pencil, you can pick one up. Like I buy professional products, but you could pick one up at the grocery store when you go out. This is really important. If you don't have one of these, that's fine. I would get something, a lot of people have something like this. It's like, this is dirty, sorry. I only use it on myself. I don't use it on clients. It's got the brush and then it's also got the comb on it. That will help kind of guide everything. So what I do is the side of your nose, depending on how wide your nose is, like mine, you're gonna go straight up and you're just gonna kind of mark that right there. And then you're gonna do the same thing on the other side. Okay, so then the end of your brow should go from your nose to the end of your eye right there. You can just do like a little dot. See that? And then same thing on this side. Okay, so then your arch in your brow should go from the side of your nose up through the black of your eye. I guess I should say the exterior of the black of your eye. Okay, now that you have it marked off, you can go in, if you're not used to filling in your brows, that's okay. I like to fill in my brows. Not only does it darken them up and give it a better shape around my eyes, but it will kind of define what I want to be seen as brow and what I don't want to be seen as brow, especially since I'm not really cleaning up those, like all of those blonde hairs around my face. I'm really just going in and cleaning up the dark hairs. So you get a new set of brows every 6 weeks to 3 months. And so if you go and get them waxed, or even if you get them threaded, they're not going to be able to get all of the hairs because they're all at different growth stages. So this is going to be good for you to be able to tweeze and clean up just any of those little hairs in between. So I go in and you don't want to like fill in. You want to basically create little hair strokes. I don't make my brows look crazy or like powder brow or any of those new things. I just go in and clean everything up and kind of just define it a little more. Now I go very, very light when I do this. That's why I feel like I do a lot more strokes than, like, it seems like I'm doing a lot and really filling it in, but I'm barely feeling it. Because not only, you want it to get on your skin, but you also want it to just kind of graze those hairs to just kind of give it more of a tint. Now we can color your brows. I like to do that for clients in the salon. We can color your brows. So basically it's like hair color that you use on your brows, just like you would do on your head. And that will kind of, you won't really feel like you need to do this so much. Okay, now that I have kind of gone in and filled everything in, that's when I'm gonna go in with my tweezers and kind of clean everything up. I have no idea how I'm going to do this on. So do you see how I have some dark hairs right around here that really need to be cleaned up? But then I also have like blonde hairs. I'm not going to touch the blonde hairs. I'm really just going to I'm going to get rid of those dark hairs. So if you're shaping up your brows because you are in quarantine, don't go overboard. Less is going to be more. If you just really, really need to see a definition in your brows, this is going to be the best way to do it, by going in, now that you've gotten everything kind of filled in, now you're going to be able to see exactly what needs to go. So I'm going to do that. Hold on. Okay, I went in, you can see where it's red right here. I went in and I just cleaned up just right under here. If you have hairs that grow down into here, go in and tweeze those. But these are going to be the ones that you really want to get, so you can get kind of a crisp line. Don't worry about, unless you have really dark ones that grow up through here. I even have some clients whose like head hair grows into their eyebrow hair a little bit. And I will go in and I'll wax those. Something else that I like is, these are called tinkle blades. There is a, let's see, there's a guard on it, so it's safe for you to use. I buy these on Amazon. Do not try to shape your entire eyebrow with this, but I like these in between waxings. That is going to, I just kind of do this with it. So then my makeup doesn't get cakey or anything like that in there. It's just those blondes. I don't do it into my eyebrow or up or anything like that. That is the only place that I use these, by my eyebrows. So that kind of cleans things up. And then I do the pencil, and when I'm done with everything else, I go in with a brow gel. Okay, trimming. All I have are some shears. I can't find my of course I can't find my my eyebrow scissors, just like those little ones. If you have the little ones that are curved, make sure the curve is always to the curve of the eyebrow, going like that. If it's the opposite way, you can, if it's curved like this, you're gonna take off more in the middle than you are on the ends, and shorter, don't take your eyebrows too short. It's really just to clean up the crazy ones. Mine grow so weird. They grow in different directions. That's why I have to use the brow gel on top of everything else. So what I do is I guess I should use it in the correct hand. You want to brush everything up and then just take off the tips. Really just, some people get rogue hairs. If you have any gray hairs, a lot of times those are going to be curly, and everything else is going to be straight. You can brush everything straight down and see what needs to happen. I can see, do you see those right there? Those guys need to be trimmed. Now, brow shape is going to depend on your personal preference. Brows are supposed to be sisters, not twins, so don't try to make them identical. I have more of a, like a swoop here and then more of an arch there. That's just how my brows are. That's how my face is. I don't try to fight it. Just as long as your eyes are feeling bright and you're looking happy just with your brows, not with your actual smile, that's always a good indication that your brows are a good shape. So right now, bushy brows are in. Some people remove their brows. That's totally fine too if that's what you're into. I like just regular, just simple brows. I realize I do a lot to my brows, but I like that they just kind of look natural. So play around with them, but don't overdo it. Don't over tweeze, don't over trim, don't over color. There are just so many things that you can do that will go, it can get bad really quickly when you're doing your brows. So just pay attention to things and stop when you think you need to stop. Don't keep going. If you have any questions, reach out. I'm willing to Zoom as long as you don't mess up your brows. You can check us out. You can find us on Facebook. You could email us at info@magnoliasalonil.com, and I will be back again soon. Thanks so much. Be kind to yourself.